Gemini. I was doing this for Aries. I'm gonna blame it on Mercury retrograde, but I know it's not Mercury retrograde's fault. It's just me being simple. I started recording a video for Aries, and I said, you know what? The last sign I was on was Taurus. I believe I've already did Aries. So I had to go take a look and come back and like, okay, whatever. So I was talking about, in that video, I was talking about the lunar and the solar eclipses. So for you guys, the lunar eclipse is coming up tomorrow. It's a lunar eclipse in Aquarius. And for all of my Gemini risings, you know, if you don't have any intercepted houses or anything, that eclipse for you guys should fall in, let me see, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, then Gemini, 3 houses back. It should fall about in your 9th house for all of you Gemini risings. So just things that have to do with expanding your mind, expanding your travels, higher education, maybe some things like that are going to be going on. You may realize you need more education, or you need to expand your circle, expand your horizon, something like that. So something, or maybe news and messages is coming from a long distance away. So that could be the case as well. And then we're going to have this solar eclipse towards the end of the month. I think it's sometime after the middle of the month, sometime between the 15th and the 21st. That's going to be in Leo. So Leo, for you guys, that should be about your 4th house. So Gemini, okay, so, or your 3rd house. That should be your 3rd house. So communication and things like that. So you may have a lot of messages going back and forth, a lot of communication. You may be busy. You may be moving about, whether it's in-town travel, short distance travel, making a lot of runs, doing a lot of things like that. Or you may notice something has limited the amount of runs you make or the amount of travel that you do, with Mercury being in retrograde at the same time, which is your ruler. So I would say with Gemini, just be careful this month. I know you guys are always moving about, always driving about, always doing this, that, and the third. So just watch what you do this month. Be careful in your cars, you know, follow the speed limits and everything. Make sure everything is straight when it comes to your driving and any travel plans that you have and any travel that you do with others, because that is your ruler. And Mercury, you know, I was just saying before this video, when I was recording for Aries, like I always say, oh, it isn't that Mercury retrograde isn't that bad for me, because I have Mercury retrograde in my birth chart. When I was born, Mercury was retrograde in my 1st house. But little things still do. It's not a terrible time to me. Like, I don't think it's all so tragic. I just noticed what's going on around me. But for Mercury retrograde, little things still do happen. Like, I've had a tablet, and I haven't had any problems unlocking my tablet, using my tablet. All of a sudden today, I had completely forgot the password. I had no idea what the password is, and I know I didn't write it down anywhere. So I guess I'll just trying to keep getting in. I don't know how you unlock that or what you have to do to get into that, but you know, just be aware that Mercury is going retrograde on the 21st, and there is a pre-shadow and post-shadow phase. So that energy is felt for almost 2 months. It's like a month and a half, because you got about 2 weeks before it stations retrograde. You have the day it stations retrograde, which this month is going to be the 21st. Then you have like that week where that energy kind of intensifies, this, that, and the third. And then you're going to have 2 weeks, just about 2 weeks of post-shadow period energy. So that goes on for about a month and a half. So, you know, just watch your communications. If you have little glitches with your car, with your computers, with traveling, with anything like that, or just mentally, if you mentally feel drained or you mentally feel forgetful, just like I started an Aries video knowing I did Aries. It wasn't even the last sign I ended up on. The last sign I ended up on was Taurus. So how I thought I was doing Aries and actually started recording it, I don't know. That doesn't usually happen to me. I'm usually well aware of the last sign I left off on. So just keep that in mind, Gemini, as we go into this month. Lots of things going on with those 2 eclipses, solar and lunar and solar, and then with Mercury being in retrograde. So Gemini, I always hope that Gemini has great readings, because my Venus is in Gemini, and Lord knows I can always use a good reading for Venus. So you're definitely, with this Mercury retrograde, it may be a little slow coming in, but you're definitely going to have messages coming in. We got the Ace of Swords, and it has a lot to do with things that make you think what's already on your mind. So certain things that you think may be true, you may get messages that they are absolutely true. There may be somebody in your life right now that you're getting to know, but you need to release yourself from situations that have to do with your past, that have to do with the ex, that have to do with your home, your happy home, and your family. So I just see that you had a home, or you had a family thing that was kind of turned upside down. So either you outside of a relationship, and your emotions are all over the place. And Gemini isn't necessarily a sign that expresses an emotional point of view. They usually can keep it pretty light, but inside Gemini, you're really emotional about some things that you've been through, whether you show it or not. You've had a home breakup, you've had to move home, you've had a loss of a home, loss of a family, sort of that kind of situation. And that's what you're coming away from, and you're trying to move into a better situation. But you want to make sure that the choices you're making are good choices, because I see that you may choose the short end of the stick, or you may be making some choices that's really not going to get you far in the long run. And right now, what's on your mind, it may be an earth sign, a Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, because we do have the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse. So something that you thought was coming, something that's moving slow, is going to move even slower, or it may not be what you see it to be in your mind's eye, in your head, or that slow moving Knight of Pentacles, that thing may not come through. So you may see some delays on a job front. If it's a partnership, you may see some things where you're not really getting what you want in a partnership, but you already know what's going on. It's already on your mind. It's already you do have the Geminis are very smart. They're very intelligent. They're the sign of data. They gather data, with Mercury ruling you, you have the data, you have the knowledge. Not necessarily, it's not always the wisdom with Gemini, but you have all the information you have to kind of get to a conclusion that you need to come to. So not only are you already thinking something, it's something already on your mind. You're already in a mental place of what direction you want to go in, or what you're thinking about certain people or certain situations. Like you have thoughts on your mind about certain people and certain situations, and you're going to get messages that come in August and going forward to let you know exactly what you're thinking is true, exactly what you're thinking is what it is, and whatever you're thinking, whatever's on your mind, whatever you're trying to start, whatever is coming from this mental place, these thoughts and ideas, you're going to get messages regarding those that are going to come in. And you may even have an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, that's coming into your life as well. So maybe you're dealing with two people or two partners. Maybe there's an earth sign who's not quite on the same page as you, or not delivering what you need to be delivered. So something is not coming through with regards to money and stability. But then there is, and this may even be you, somebody else makes it happen, or somebody else brings something in, or something comes through for you that makes this happen. It makes whatever is on your mind, whatever's plaguing your mind, whatever's got you feeling emotionally upside down and distraught, thinking at night, crying at night, whatever's got you in unrest, something is going to come through in regards to that. And it's going to be due to an idea that you come up with, somebody that comes in with a message, somebody that comes in with a resource to kind of pick up where this earth energy, where this stability did not pick up. And you know what, Gemini, that was a really, really short reading, but it's to the point. And as far as people that are in your life right now, you guys, as far as love is related, let me say this before I go. You guys may be dealing with somebody who deals with multiple people, who has multiple people. The getting to know each other card has a gentleman, and there are two women in the picture, and there's like these little cherubs, 3 or 4 cherubs above. So the situation may involve kids, so there may be some attachments that you have to kids, or that this person has to kids, and you guys are just dating. So either you're dating multiple people, this person is dating multiple people, and no matter how ready you think you are, you're really not, because you're still not free emotionally. I see that your emotions are still not totally free and ready for a new relationship, because it's a lot that has to do with your ex and where you're coming from. So just know, if you're meeting new people in August, if you've met new people, during this month and things like that, keep it light is the best thing that I could say. Don't make any hardcore decisions. Don't make any hardcore choices. Keep everything light. Stay in the mind. Go with your thoughts. Go with your gut instincts. Go with common sense. Go with logic sense, and handle the things that you have to handle on the home front and making good choices. Because if you don't, you do have a major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse. And so if you don't make some good choices, or if you don't kind of sort of say to like get your act together on the stability front, then you're going to keep going through these struggles going forward. Yes, there are people that are here on a relationship front, but you really want to keep it pretty light with them, not too heavy. If it's a home situation, you want to make some good choices so that you can get on stable ground and stable footing. Because I'm seeing this home situation is carrying through your whole reading. But there are going to be opportunities. There are going to be ideas to kind of get you out of certain situations. Just don't put too much weight on anybody who's coming in selling you a dream and everything looks sweet. Just stay in your mind. Keep your thoughts clear and use your common sense when it comes to all of the people in your life. Even if you're dealing with somebody that's helping you with your finances, who's doing your banking accounts, your bills, really make some good choices and keep a clear head when it comes to settling some of those things so that you don't keep going through this rigmarole through the end of the year. I thank you guys for listening. If you enjoy the video, comment below. Give me the thumbs up. Give me the like. Trying to build the channel back up. I used to be like in the thousands and thousands of views, but I definitely had to take a break. So I'm coming back with a vengeance, and I really hope you guys enjoy these. These are straight to the point, and this is really what's going on with a lot of Geminis. So if you agree or you're going through some things, go ahead and comment below so I can get a good idea of how on point this was for Gemini. And I wish you guys the best rest of August and on through to the end of the year. Thank you for tuning in to Frequency Real Radio. This is Madam X, and I'm out.